Hello, everyone. I'm Frank Jernigan, and this is the Phrancko Sweater Knitters meeting that meets every week at 2:30 Pacific time. You're welcome to come join us if you want to come share your knitting project with us or ask any questions or share any tips that you might have that we might be interested in. Just come hang out with us. We're a very friendly group. Hi, Mary.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Miriam.
Hi.
Welcome, Miriam. It's your first time with us, and we're really happy to have you.
Yes, I just found out about you this week.
Yeah? How did you find out about it?
Well, a friend of mine ran into someone who mentioned your podcast and the time, so I decided I would come and check it out.
Well, good.
Would
Well,
that
I'm
friend
glad
be
you did.
Wally?
What?
Was that friend Walter?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
A friend of mine ran into this person and she told me about this podcast that he had told her about. So I
Oh,
don't know
that's
who the
fun.
person was.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Sandra.
Hello, everyone.
Nice
Hey,
to have you in
Sandra.
here.
I'm glad I can join in today.
Yes.
We were just welcoming Miriam, who's new here for the first time.
Hi, Sandra.
Where are you, Miriam?
Miriam.
Hi. I'm in New York,
Oh,
Oh,
the state,
okay.
the state or the city?
Long Island. Yes.
Oh,
Yep. It was through Walter.
Okay.
Gotta be Wally.
yeah.
He's shy like me.
Well, I am in Oklahoma, but we have two grandchildren who are living in New York, one near Long Island and one near Niagara Falls.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
big distance between the two.
Yes, I think they said it's like 6 hours or so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
Mhm.
So I haven't been to New York. I couldn't tell you.
That's where I had my honeymoon.
Niagara Falls.
I had to. I had to. It's just one of those bucket list things that I needed to get on the Maid of the Mist and just see it.
Oh, fun.
And then researching it, this is the coolest thing. You get to zip line from the top of the falls all the way down to the river.
Really?
Oh, no, you
Wow.
didn't do that, did you?
Oh, wow. I should post that video on here. I'm telling you, that was something.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that was the best.
Just even thinking about it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, that was really
Oh,
fun.
gosh, I can't believe you should do
Yeah.
that.
And I'll be in New York in like 2 weeks. I'm going to the city to see a couple of shows.
Oh, cool.
But Miriam, I have to say, when Frank is telling about tips, this group, I got some of my best tips. Like,
Really?
and I've been knitting for like 30 years. These people are a little humble, but they can really knit.
Well,
So,
let me say,
right.
you give as many tips as you
That
get.
is true.
That's
That
true.
is true.
It's all a give and take here.
Hey, Miriam, I'm not in the tip giving group. I'm still new. Okay.
Okay.
I have a knitting question, actually, or actually it's, I guess, a knit care question. I had several of the grandkids bring their sweaters this last week that needed like, can you fix these up for us and, give them back? And do you pill the sweater first or do you wash it first? Which should I do?
I would pill it first.
Okay.
Because a lot of pilling, like, so you're up in the Pacific Northwest. So just like up here in the Northeast, you get a lot of moths and stuff around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of dust, and it gets damp, and the weather's just up and down, right? So I find if I pill the sweater out, then when I wash it, it just lays flat. It's done.
It's done and nice.
And
Okay.
it's
All right.
cleaner. most
That's
of
what
your
I did,
cleaning
but
is
I
gonna
was
come
I
off of
was
the
thinking
the
it's
pilling.
like, should I have done it before or should I have done it after? And so I did do it before, but I'm like, I never even thought about that before.
Yeah, peeling off
Which
that
way
top
should be.
layer cleans a lot.
Okay.
It cleans it up
Yeah.
a lot. Like
It
it looks
looked
like you cleaned it, you know?
it looked really smooth and really nice
Yeah.
when it was done. So it did good. Okay, but I never even thought about that.
And so Miriam, I love woolly wool, like really woolly,
Mhm. Mhm.
like cozy spun wool, maybe 4-ply maximum, right? And it pills. So I have a couple of different solutions for that. And my favorite is a cashmere comb.
Oh,
It's just a little wood comb with a little metal thing on both sides, and you just
Yeah.
one directionally,
mm-hmm.
and it just takes the pills right off. Because if I swear to God, if I had one of those electric ones, it would start smoking. So,
Have any of
but
you have any of you used a tool? I think it's called a gleaner.
Yes.
Yes,
hmm,
What is that like? Well,
I
Well,
love it. I saw it on Drea Renee Knits, I think, on her podcast, and it's just this little tool, and it sounds similar sort of to what Sumner's describing, and you just sort of run it along wherever there's pilling, and it just pulls them right off. And it also on the other end, there's a thing that'll remove like animal hair, dog hair or cat hair that might have
like
gotten stuck.
gleaner.
Yeah, with a
oh, I
GLEAN.
see it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's really
Okay,
cool.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
That looks like a cashmere comb
Oh,
with
does
an
it?
ergonomic handle.
Okay. Perfect.
It's the same exact thing. I'm looking at it.
Cool.
It's the same exact thing,
Okay.
only that's ergonomic.
it
Mine
just
doesn't
it
have
has a
rectangle.
wider area though to go over than
Yeah,
the
it's a
little
good,
thing that you are talking about, the little screen. This has
yeah,
a wider area.
yeah, for a bigger project. Yeah, that
And
would.
it
I'd
comes
be
with
buying something.
it comes with like three different sizes for really fine pills or for larger ones, and you can swap them in and out
Well, there
depending
you
on
Okay,
go.
what you're working with.
okay.
1999 on Amazon Prime.
I will need to get one. I will need to get one.
I love mine. I was at a coworker's house for Thanksgiving, and she's got a lot of dogs, and of course I was wearing hand knits, and she was apologizing that I'm going to get dog hair all over it, and I said, "Don't worry about it. I can take it off in 2 minutes when I get home with this tool I have."
Okay,
I
good. I'm
tell
glad
you,
I asked then.
every
That's
time you open
interesting.
your mouth, well, you're spending my money. I'm teasing.
Yeah, right.
You got some really good pattern things that are now in my Ravelry library. So that's
Do
sweet.
people not use the little shaver?
A little shaver?
Yeah,
No,
why?
I don't
Isn't the
know.
gleaner kind of a little shaver?
I have a battery powered shaver
Yeah,
that the problem with that, it works fine, but it's so small that to do a whole sweater, it
right.
just takes
Okay.
a long time.
Okay. You
Yeah, but
don't,
it
Or you
works.
mean an electric shaver? Is that what you
yes,
meant?
or
Yes, I
battery.
have one and I love it. And I, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
So I
So,
guess there's lots of solutions. I think I also have a gleaner that I had before I got the electric one, but now I use the electric one.
Cool.
okay. Nobody feels that it cuts the wool or anything.
No, neither one.
Yeah,
If they're designed to depill, they must be designed not to cut the wool.
Okay.
And you know what? I was thinking I was working last week. That's why I missed. I think I lied by accident. I went to see Wicked.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Chuck says that that Cynthia Erivo, she could use a couple more lessons, but other than that, it was perfect. Yeah, stunning. Yeah, unbelievable.
I went to see last week at Ron's theater that he is so involved with. They did a production of Steel Magnolias
Oh,
yeah.
that
yes.
Ron directed, and my husband and I went to see it last week, and it was phenomenal. It was really
That's
good.
great. Such a tearjerker, that one. Ooh.
That,
Oh,
that
that one
was
is. It's very.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I love you like my luggage. Yeah, I love that.
Well, that's all the tips for today. So I guess the meeting's going to end now. We
Well,
have completely covered de-pilling.
Well,
yeah.
do you want another tip? That was my question, but I do have one that's a tip. I was cleaning stuff up and
Uh-huh.
going through things, and I came across a couple things that I had forgotten that I'd had. And they're like these. It's 3x5 cards that are on like a notebook ring. You know, you
Oh,
can
neat.
open these and take them apart. And what it was when I was doing it, the different sections I had to do different colors. And as you were knitting the thing, you were switching back and forth. And so what I did, this was quite a long time ago, but okay, this is section 4. Row 1 is color A, row 2 is color A, row 3 is color B, and then I kind of wrote different notes and different things and wrote what each line is. I'll show you that because I have no idea what pattern it is, so do it at your own.
Do it at your own
At
risk.
your own risk. I don't know what it is. But I had all these different ones that were different sections. And I remember that when I did that, it was a way, it just helped me because I was jumping back and forth in the pattern and I couldn't find where I was going. And so I just did these little 3x5 cards and then I could stick it in with my knitting bag. And it's like, okay, I'm in section 6 now. I just go back and forth between these and I just flip the cards over.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
it really helped me just to keep track of where I was and what color I was doing because some of the sections started with color A, some of them started with color B, and it was just there was a lot of variation in the different sections, and so this saved my sanity. So when I found them, I thought, oh, I forgot that I did that, but that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
have
that
somewhat.
reminded me that the
Yeah, go
other
ahead.
thing that we talked about that people use as an aid is the software app Knit Companion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And TKGA did a presentation a couple of weeks ago, a couple of
Mhm.
weeks ago, and the founder and developer, I guess, of Knit Companion was
Okay.
interviewed and talked about it. And um, I said at the time, or we were told by somebody at the time, maybe it was you, Cindy, that they were going to post that online, but it takes 2 or 3 days or a week or something
Mhm.
before they did
Yeah.
that. But I want to just announce that that is now online, and it's a really informative thing to watch if you're interested in a a technical app like Knit Companion.
Mhm.
It it tracks your pattern. You can do it, set it up to go line by line, or you can um, isolate charts and it will mark your charts as you go up the chart, and it does all kinds of things. It has all sorts of counters and magic counters, and it's just does an amazing
Oh,
amount of
interesting.
work.
Yeah.
So
And
So
with that link,
I
isn't
just wanted to say that if you go to tkga.org, O-R-G,
yeah.
tkga.org, and look under the I forget what they call it. What do they call that?
it's the guild meetings.
Yeah, the virtual
The
guild. That's what
TK
they call it.
virtual guild. Yeah.
Look under the virtual guild meetings and you'll find the recording of the last one. They
Oh,
don't stay
sweet.
up forever, so you need to go see it now if you want to see that
Mhm.
introduction to Knit Companion.
Oh, I'll watch that. That's great because I love Nick Van.
And isn't there a member benefit from Knit Companion right now for um, TKGA members? I thought there was.
I don't know. Maybe there is.
Well,
Okay, I'll go look.
Let us
Just a
know if you
second.
that would
find
be
out.
good.
Okay, remove me from the spotlight where I'm not looking at the
So,
screen.
Miriam,
I did,
another.
I did.
So here's my favorite Phrancko tip, because you mentioned tips, and I'm like, I love my tips, right? I actually even just bought the book of tips. However, Phrancko
No.
sweaters are like potato chips. You can't have just one. So when you're doing your own swatch, right? Because you're making the sweater to gauge, but it's your gauge. Make a fabric gauge of what you want and then attach the name of the yarn and its care instructions with your gauge. So that when you think, oh, I made a Phrancko and blah, 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 you get to look at your swatches and you don't lose track of what do you need to put in to create a design.
It's a good
And
idea.
it's handy because you know what your gauge is for a certain, yarn that you happen to like, you want to make a hat, you want to do anything, it comes in handy. That's my favorite Phrancko tip because I think I made, I think I'm six. I think I made 6 Phrankkos. This
I
last
think I
one
have
was
one
next.
more than you.
Right. And then Ron has like double us. Like if you add me and
Yeah,
Sydney
Ron
together
has
and times it by
puts us
2,
all
that's
to
Ron.
shame. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron has made more Phrancko sweaters than I have.
Yeah. Then Phrancko.
Yeah.
Yeah, that says a lot.
I think he probably actually has, really. It's
Yeah.
no exaggeration. I did look up the member benefits for TKGA members, and there is one for Knit Companion, and members receive 60 days free access to setup and essentials of for Knit Companion, and it's valid through 12/15/24.
Very good.
And if you go to the member benefits, it tells you all about where that is.
Yeah. I can't say enough about it. I just love it. I'd be lost without it. I do everything in Knit Companion now.
Well, after watching the video, I've decided I need to start using it again.
Yeah. Well, I like the 6 counters because like when you're doing different things at different intervals, you can keep your counters and
At
label
the
them
same time,
at the same time.
things.
Yeah. You can keep track of what's going on. And then you got the highlighter ruler that moves up and down your pattern so you know where you left off.
Yeah.
You can sign out, sign back in, and you know exactly where you were. Love it. Can't say enough about it. So, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? I hope it was good.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to anybody since then.
Right.
it was very
Yeah.
nice.
And how's your baby,
Good.
Phrancko? How's the little baby girl?
She's doing well. Those of you who don't know, we got a new dog. Actually, she's not a baby. She's 5 years old, but she's new to us, and she's getting along okay. We are starting to be disturbed by one new habit she seems to be exhibiting that we didn't see before, and that is when she wants something and we're not rushing to supply it, whether it's to go out or to feed her, or if she just wants another treat, she will howl. She'll go, howl. It's like, no, we can't have that. We live in an apartment building and sound travels, and we don't want, we hear the
Yeah.
dog upstairs doing that sometimes, and you don't want to do that. No.
No.
So now we're going to have to get a trainer to help us break her of that habit.
With my
Well-
dog, I got a citronella collar.
A
So
what
when
collar?
he would bark, citronella.
Citronella.
Like, yeah, for mosquitoes. Dogs hate the smell.
Is that right?
So when he, Beauregard, you've all seen Beauregard, he just went out for a walk, but when he would make a lot of noise, it would spray the citronella. So he would
Oh,
And it's like not like an e-collar or something that's going to zap her or something.
right.
And your house will smell like lemon pledge.
Well, I
But you'll
will
get over
look
it.
into that. That sounds like a
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good
it's
tool.
really cool. You can get them even at Petco. I think Petco, one of the pet big
Oh,
chains. Definitely worth it.
thanks for that tip. See, we don't just get knitting tips, we get all kinds of tips. Cooking
Oh, and we can't shut
pet
up about
tips.
food, or I'll speak for myself.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't.
Hmm.
I can't. And then Judith from Quebec, we have a lot of the same food.
Yes.
So because I'm French Canadian but live in Massachusetts. So yeah, she gets that good French Canadian food.
I was cleaning out the pantry the other day and I still have that box of mushy peas that I got after Jenny talked about doing mushy peas. And I was thinking about making some fried fish the other day. And it's like, oh, I'm going to have to make mushy peas with that because that's what Jenny said.
I love mushy peas.
Well, I've never had them, but after you guys talked about it, I did find some at the grocery store with the little box of the special dried peas with the stuff that you're supposed to do with them to make them
Yeah,
mushy, and I'm going to have to try it. So
they
it
yeah
sounded very good.
yeah, they're very like fresh and green tasting. So
Hmm.
whenever you have fish and chips in London or anywhere in England or Ireland, you get mushy peas on the side, and it kind of cuts that heavy fried taste.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, and it gets you
why
some
would you want to do
vegetables
that?
too. I know, but you get some vegetables in your diet. That's good.
Yes, but oh, yeah, they're so good.
Are you ready to show what you've been working on, everyone? Is
Oh,
anybody
sure.
doing any work? Anybody knitting this week?
Well, I am. I'm on the counting road. Just a minute.
Okay.
Somebody else can go while I'm counting.
I started a sweater. It's not a Phrancko, but a
We
year
forgive you.
ago,
The last one was beautiful and it was a Phrancko.
and it was, yes, and I've been wearing it. I just had my picture taken the other day for work, actually.
Oh,
Um, a year ago, I was at my brother's for Christmas, and I was wearing a sweater I knit, and I asked him to try it on to see if it fit him, and it did, except the sleeves were too short. So I'm making the exact same sweater again. And then when I get to the sleeves, I'm going to add 3 or 4 inches length to the sleeves because he's quite tall. He's taller than me.
wow.
So here is what I've got so far.
Wow.
Oh, nice. And that's like your sweatshirt pattern that you do.
Yeah, it's the Isolde Teague any day, I think it's called the Any Day sweatshirt,
Yeah.
where you start with this little 5 stitch vertical band and then you pick up stitches along it. So this will be the front. You can see I'm increasing here,
Yeah. Nice.
start to bring the neck together, right?
That's a beautiful color too.
Well, his wife picked it, so I I knew he would look good in green, and so I found 3 or 4 shades of green and sent them to her, and this is the one she picked. So
Oh,
so
okay.
I know it's gonna fit because he's already basically tried it on as long as I get the sleeve length right, and I
Uh-huh.
know
What about the
the
body
color his
length?
wife approved. So
What about the body length? If he's so tall, he
he's
don't you
tall in the legs. His torso
oh,
is about like mine. Maybe I'll add a little length, but the problem was the sleeve. His legs and his arms are really long.
oh,
He's got kind of a runner's build. Really, really long. He's like 6'4", and it's all in the legs.
wow.
So jealous of tall people.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's beautiful. What yarn are you using?
It is my trusty Knit Pick Stroll that I use for socks all the time, but it'll be machine washable. and it's a gift, so it needs to be machine washable. They've got 2 kids, a 3-year-old and what is he, 3 months old, I think now. So it needs to be machine washable.
Have you knit him a sweater before?
No. And I've sort of been meaning to for like forever. And we don't live near one another anymore. And so it's harder, you know? It's not like I can just drive over there and have him try it on. And so I'm was nervous to do it. But now that he's tried this sweater on last year, I feel pretty confident that as long as I haven't made a mistake or my gauge hasn't drastically changed or anything, that it's gonna fit, and I think it will.
Good, good.
Or I guess he could have grown. I guess that's the other possibility.
He'll be
Well,
growing.
yeah, you could blame it on him. It has
Yeah,
nothing to
if
do
it
with how
doesn't
you
fit,
knit.
it's his
Not
fault.
you, it's him.
Right.
Him.
Well, I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I've been here due to work or travel, vacation or whatever. So I was working on my Phrancko sweater for my son-in-law. So we split for the sleeves. I'm really loving it, but I won't see him until Christmas. And so because the gauge is so tight, I'm like holding back at the bit to continue on knitting because I don't want to have to rip out. Because I know I will rip out if it doesn't fit him great. I won't be able to say, well, let's just see how it goes. But so that one's been on hold. It's nearby me, but it's still on hold. And so I started doing grandmother knitting because I have 3 young grandkids, and I've always, not always, sometimes have knit them something for Christmas. And so this year I'm knitting them monkeys. And so I have.
Oh,
Those are
no.
cute.
Fun.
Oh, darling.
Can't you see?
Cute.
That's fun.
What pattern is that, Sandra?
It is called Jacobus. It's on Ravelry. It's a paid for.
Okay.
Is it not? It's not.
That is so cute.
I don't know how to make
Sometimes
it.
it kind
Well, I
of
saw it
focuses
briefly. It's spelled,
There,
oh,
now
it is
it's focused.
Jacobus.
BUS. Yeah.
Yes, and it's by Anita Wilschut, Wilschut. And I don't think you saw his little tail. I already put the tail on it. So I'm on number 2. What's going on? So we've got 2 girls and a boy, and I think I'll do Will's in blue and green and red. Those are his favorite colors. But I mean, I'm knitting so tight, my hands are like in a grip. And so I'm having to do rest knitting in between.
Yeah.
But I still don't pick up my Phrancko because I'm like, chill, Sandra, chill. It's hard not to knit on it. Like,
So you said your gauge was tight. What do you mean, Sandra?
well, the yarn on these monkeys,
No, you were talking about your sweater while you were working on your sweater.
the Phrancko.
Mhm.
No, that gauge isn't tight, it's small. I don't know if it
Oh,
was
okay. All right.
30 stitches.
Okay, so
It was something
it's a
really
fine gauge. It's a fine gauge. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I had it here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's out of this really pretty blue sky.
Oh, that's nice yarn. Mhm.
Yeah. And yeah, we're to this part.
Oh, it's
Cool.
turning out really good.
Yeah,
It
that
is.
looks
And
great.
if you've got the sleeves joined and stuff, I mean, it's like you're to the easy part now. Just
Yeah.
wail
So
on
it's
it.
mindless. So I want to be mindless, but I can't be mindless yet. I need to do a little sample 1 by 1 ribbing to see the gauge the gauge comparison to my stockinette so I can know how many stitches to pick up around the neck and get that figured out. So hopefully I can do that well on the first pass.
Doesn't the pattern tell you how many to pick up?
The pattern should say.
Oh my gosh. I thought for some reason I was questioning it.
In all of the ribbing, the pattern tells you to reduce the needle size by 2.
Okay.
Stopped doing that for the waist ribbing and for the neckline. No, wait, erase everything I just said.
Okay.
It says to reduce the needle size by 2, but it also says to decrease as you're knitting around the waistline or the sleeves. And I've stopped doing the decreases recently.
All right.
So
I didn't
I
know.
just reduced the needle size, and it's the same number of stitches as the body has at the waistline. And I find that just reducing the needle size pulls it in just enough. I think the years ago it was customary to have really tight band around your waist, and the sweater sort of loops over the band, and that's no longer fashionable. So. But the
Not
pattern still says to do both, and I only do one.
okay.
That's just me. The ribbing is really flexible, and you don't have to worry I would not do a swatch of ribbing because it really doesn't matter that much.
Oh, okay.
It's very flexible.
So that's like a green light. Here I
Yeah,
come.
go ahead and do ribbing.
Yeah, so I'm really excited.
But I
And
understand you also want him to try it on before you continue the sweater. That's what you were saying, right?
yes, and just make sure I have a good depth for underneath the arms for what, he's envisioning. And if it's way too off, it'll turn into a sweater we'll have the entire family there. Everybody can try it on. So we can see.
It'll fit somebody.
Well, I'm excited to hear the result of the try-ons.
Yep, that'll be the week of Christmas. So.
Yeah.
Yes. If you
Yeah.
hear that it fits, you'll probably hear all the way in California a big whoop. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's great.
It looks like is my camera not focusing?
No, it's focused.
No, it's focused fine. It was
Okay.
for some reason when you held that up, it was still focused on you and not on the paper. So I don't know.
On the
Okay.
page.
Ron
Yeah,
just
that was wrong.
arrived. Ron just arrived.
Oh,
Don't
you
talk
talk
about him
about
anymore.
Ron.
I've been here for a minute.
A minute, and we didn't.
Hi,
How could you
Ron.
be here for a minute and we didn't notice?
Hi, everyone. I
Hi.
just dropped in to say hello.
You're on your phone, it looks like.
I sure am.
Are you
Where-
at the theater?
I sure am.
Uh-huh.
We are wrapping up. I'm trying to get this old Kenmore machine running again.
Oh
It's
yeah, geez, that's like a
sometime.
1980s Kenmore.
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
that for
so
the
Jay-
set of Anastasia?
Yes, we're working on Anastasia now.
Cool.
So there's a lot going on.
Wow.
I think that one of my coworkers is in that show, Ron.
Really?
Or one
What
of
is your
my coworkers' daughters.
coworker or daughter's name?
I don't know the daughter's name. The coworker's name is Rachel. And I think when I was talking to her, I think her daughter's in the ensemble. But I don't know the
Rachel what?
Tatro Duarte.
I don't know.
I'm gonna see her tonight, so I'll confirm. and
Yeah,
then we'll
find out.
Yeah.
But that's what we're working on. And all of the sewing machines in the building decided to be uncooperative all at once. So they're all getting triage.
What are you sewing? What are you trying to sew?
You tell me.
Well,
Let's
I don't
see.
know. Is it
Um,
costumes?
That's like
Is
we
it-
go to the fabric store, we pick up more fabric, and they always ask, "What are you making?" And we say, "We don't even know at this point."
Oh,
The last things we have to finish are these gowns.
oh, aren't they beautiful? Ooh,
Goodness.
they
So
are
that's
fantastic.
what we're working. the shaping can be a little bit fussier, but I will tell you that knitting is more relaxing than making these bodices.
For sure, for sure. Oh, that is just beautiful.
So yeah, we're up to our eyebrows here, but I wanted to stop in and say hello. It was good to see you last time, Will.
Yeah, we loved that show. It
I'm
was
so glad.
wonderful.
I'm so glad.
I am continually impressed by the acting.
Those ladies were good. And Anastasia's going to be great as well. Also, if Maggie comes and watches later, hi Maggie, I'm sorry I missed you at the shop today. She went in and saw Tim.
Mm.
Cool.
So hello to Maggie if you watch this later. She was in town and I missed it because I'm here fixing sewing machines.
I'm sorry I forgot to spotlight you when you were showing the dresses,
Oh, well,
but we saw
that's
them in
fine.
miniature.
I don't even know how to.
Yeah,
Oh, this
there we
is
go. Yeah,
There
that
it
is
is.
just wonderful.
yeah. So it's a lot. These are our last costumes. We've got 4 of these gowns to make, and then we're ready to do whatever else we're doing. How do I turn around? There we go.
There you go.
So hello everyone. Just when I
Thank you
thought
for
my life
dropping
was
in,
getting back to
Ron.
normal,
Mm.
maybe this is normal now.
When is your deadline to have them completed?
Oh,
We hope to have them done today so we can transfer to making the set. Also, I want to show you guys my knitting. I'm
Yeah.
working on,
Oh,
I'm making a Game Boy themed hat.
Oh,
Oh,
how
There's its
fun.
keypad and there's its little buttons.
Oh, that's fun.
And I love these baubles.
yes.
Those are pretty.
How did
Yeah,
you
those are great
bubbles in a
baubles.
different color? I don't understand.
I'll happily demonstrate for you sometime when I'm at the knit store. But the upshot is they are just a contrast thread knitted in like an I cord.
Oh,
Okay.
And then when I reduce them out again, oh my God, what a mess. Look at this costume shop, which is just our lobby. I lift them up. I lift up the stitches that they were first knit into and reduce them out again with those stitches, like a lifted increase that immediately decreases to make them really pop out.
mm-hmm.
So there are a
They
lot
look
of
really nice.
little swatches of gray ribbing with little purple buttons on them floating around my house right now, where I tried every bauble,
Well, you found the one that worked for
every
sure.
bauble I could find, and then started making things up.
I've been into baubles.
So I am actually doing some knitting at the moment.
good.
So that's good. Well, it was nice seeing everyone. I wanted to drop in
Nice
and
to
say
have you drop
Say
in.
hi to
Hi,
Tim for
Ron.
us.
We'll see you later.
bye-bye.
So, Frank, really interesting about baubles in a different color. See the cherry on top of the ice cream cone?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
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 So, and this is in Tarja. So the one row below, you add the color. So that
Okay.
when you get to the row again, now you can knit into the front and the back
Uh-huh.
twice. Knit into the front and back. You turn, slip your stitch, purl 3. Turn, slip your first stitch, knit 3. Now you pass them all over. And now you have a bauble in a different color.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you switch back to another color.
And then you switch back. I got the eyes of the owl or baubles,
Oh,
right?
That's adorable.
Ooh.
You are practicing and learning so many different techniques in that baby blanket.
Oh, ridiculous. Look at all the baubles in this one.
Oh my
look at
gosh.
that.
That is beautiful.
right?
That's great texture for them to feel too with their hands.
Yeah, and it's got all
Mhm.
kinds of textures in, like every square has like a texture,
Has
except
something
for
different. Yeah.
the straight letters.
Can you
But-
remind us what pattern that is?
This is the Mystery Baby Blanket by Debbie Abrams for 2023.
Okay.
And
I
so you
always,
can actually search it on Ravelry under those guidelines.
I always need a pad of paper and pen on every one of these to write down all these great tips.
Yeah. But I have 10 more squares for this baby blanket.
Yay.
You're getting close.
All strips. They're all getting there. All the strips. And then, I got to block it. But I loved this ice cream cone. Is that just the cutest?
Isn't that
Super cute.
adorable?
And the whale.
Oh my, look at that.
And he has a bobble too. He has an eye that's a bobble.
Yeah.
I love it. So cute. I tell you, I better be on the good uncle list.
Yeah.
Better be. Definitely.
I added
Started
the
a swatch last
pattern
week.
to
Oh,
the.
sorry.
Sorry, I just added the pattern for the monkey and for the baby blanket in
Okay.
the
Thank you.
chat.
Nice to have that in chat.
Oh,
I'll
you're
put
so
it in the
good. Yeah.
description. And
Most
when I
expensive
post the
baby
video-
blanket you'd ever make. Oh my good grief.
So last week I started a swatch with this yarn and I only had one other color. And so I decided to do some color work and see how it worked. And this is not exactly the perfect result.
Whoa. I love those colors.
Wow.
I think it kind of gets lost, but I've been debating, is that okay? They're not deeply contrasted, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you can see
But
that
it
it's
doesn't
leaf.
get lost.
Yeah.
I think you
it-
do
No.
probably
it
lose
adds
some of the
depth to it.
detail.
Sorry, what did you say, Will?
I think you lose a little bit of the detail,
Yes.
but I mean, it looks like leaves to me. That's what I see.
Well, that's good. That's what it's supposed to look like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll make some socks with that pattern or something like that. I'm just playing now.
Would you like to knit a monkey for me?
That's fun.
Well, I have traded red rectangles for white.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay, I think.
Do you like the
Moving right
yarn?
along.
7 more to go.
Oh, yay.
Ooh.
Good
Oh.
for you.
The end is in sight.
Yes, yes.
Have you joined them together or do you still have to join?
No, I don't do that. Another lady in the community does that for us.
Oh, that's good.
I think you missed the photograph. I had taken picture, very poor picture, with the Afghans hanging or blankets hanging over the railing in the meeting house.
Okay.
It gave people an idea of what we've been doing.
I'll have to go back and watch. I have to go back and catch up with everything. Today's been literally my first day off in forever.
Oh.
I was just like, gosh.
Well, the
So it's-
picture wasn't very good, but it gave an idea of what we're doing. So
Real good. I'll be excited to go back and watch that.
Miriam, are you working on anything you can show us?
Yes, I am. I'm finishing up the knit along from Martin's story on Rowan with
Oh,
I
Rowan
love him.
tweed. It's a very long scarf.
Wow.
Lots of
And
color work.
And
as
it's
well.
Very
color work.
intricate. Look at
Actually,
that.
you can get the end of. I see a dog hair in here. you can actually get the various sections of this pattern right on the Rowan website in Rowan Connect. It's online, it's free, and I did it in Rowan Felted Tweed,
I
which
love
they
that
had
yarn.
suggested. Yeah,
Yeah, he loves that yarn. I have done
yeah,
3
it's
projects
wonderful.
from him with that yarn.
Yeah, and I'm just finishing the ends now, sewing them together, which is a little tedious. I really enjoyed doing it. He had wonderful designs for each of the sections. There were 10 different sections, and then you repeated 2 of the tiles to make a total of 12. So
I love
that's
his
what I'm.
owl blanket. Have you seen that?
Excuse
Martin
me?
Story's owl blanket. Have you seen that?
The blanket that he did last year for the knit along.
I don't know if it was a knit along, but it's owls. If you go on his website, you can buy the pattern, and it's
Oh,
all
okay.
squares with little owls in it. It's just
Oh,
the
no, I
cutest
haven't
thing.
seen that.
Yeah, it's worth a look. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Is
So
that a scarf for yourself?
yes, it's a very long scarf, and I chose to do it in the colors that were suggested because I thought that they were really beautiful the way they
They
went
are.
together.
Yeah, he's something.
Those
Yeah,
are
he really is. He's a great designer.
Yeah.
Is
So
all of the color work color stranding, or are there
it's all stranded color
all
work.
stranded?
Yes.
Very good.
And there's there are 8 colors involved. Each section is 4 colors. And then
Okay.
the next section is 4 different colors. And then you go back for the third one, you go back to the first 4, and then it repeats throughout the 12 tiles that are on here.
And do you do only 2 colors per row? Or do you
Yes, you
sometimes
only do 2
just 2
colors
per
per
row?
row. Yes.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, which makes it easier.
Yes.
Another question, because I do love his stuff, but sometimes he'll do Fair Isle, but not in the round. He'll do it flat.
This was in the round, and it's a double scarf, so it's
Okay.
really warm.
Really warm. Yeah, I did an
Yeah.
Argyle one from him that was
Yeah.
published in Rowan magazine. It was a cowl, and that was in the round. But I have to say, your knitting looks beautiful. It's
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
very flat.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
But you know what I thought I would do? I would take one of these motifs and just make a small, short cowl out of one of them because each design is so beautiful,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know?
It's a great idea.
yeah, where it's in the round, that really works out well.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
You really do attract good knitters there, Mr. Phrancko.
Not just me.
Well, you attract them.
Well, no,
This
it's
is
the
your
group.
show, sir.
The group is attracting some amazing people. Do any of you, I ask this every week and nobody says they do. Have any of you gone and read the comments below the posted YouTube videos?
I have. I was doing that earlier today. Finally, I was.
It's
Yeah.
so much fun. I mean, there are
Yeah.
people who watch us every week and comment on each of what you have shown, and it's really nice. It's like the group is not just those of us who you see are active on the show, on the podcast, but it's actually a whole community of people who are following along with us, and they interact with us. Sometimes they ask individual questions, like I think if you go back a ways, Sumner, you might find where somebody asked you what yarn you were using on some project in the last few weeks.
Oh, okay.
I didn't relay the question to you, so
I'll go back and look. Yeah, I've been crazy working, although last week was wicked.
yeah, I know it's a lot to do, but I really enjoy seeing the comments. They mean a lot to me, to know that everybody, people are enjoying just seeing us hang out and chat and have fun together.
Well, I've known you for 5 years almost now. Four,
It's-
4 years, 5 years now.
I think, I don't know. I can't ever remember what, did we start at the beginning of the pandemic?
Yeah,
Mary and Cindy, you were the first two.
I don't
Cindy.
remember.
We
Yeah.
started before that, Frank.
I mean,
Yeah.
truly, I consider you all my friends. I mean, truly,
Absolutely.
like, you know,
How could you
What
meet an hour a week with a group of people so consistently
don't
for
like.
years and not be friends?
yeah,
Oh, speaking of friends, remember how I mentioned when I was standing in line to vote for the presidential election, I made a knitting friend, my
oh
first.
yeah.
So we're having knit date tomorrow. We're
Oh,
hooking up.
great.
Hey,
It's the
Oh,
first
that's
time
fun.
our schedules have mixed so we can see each other. And so tomorrow afternoon, think about us because we're going to hook up. We're
Sure
gonna
Oh,
be-
will.
that's fun.
It's going to be
Well,
exciting.
invite her to come join us here if you want.
She's already watched it once because
Uh-huh.
I sent her the link. So I'll be encouraging her to join with us.
Whenever
Yeah.
I'm in the line knitting something, which I will frequently do, because I don't care. Again, I usually just get funny looks.
Yeah.
Well, my coworkers call me the bag lady because I have my briefcase, I have my purse, I have my coat, my lunch, and my knitting.
There you
So
go. Gotta work.
Yep. If I don't have my knitting, freak out. Yeah. It's like a baby's blanket, that
Yeah.
you carry around. If I've
Yeah.
got it, everything's going to be okay.
Yep,
Yes.
I understand that.
I put the link for Miriam's cowl that she's knitting or scarf that she's knitting. It's the snow flower knit along.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are so helpful, Cindy.
Yes.
I know we got to elect her the group secretary.
Yes. Everyone got
It's so funny. We had the oldest granddaughter had her like graduation chapel ceremony Friday, and it was 50 years ago that I got my associate degree, which is the size I did, and it was clerical. It was to be a secretary is what it was.
Oh.
Well, you certainly did it in the right field.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought it was funny thinking of 50 years ago. That's what I was doing this year.
Yes.
Crazy.
So I'll put all of those links into the description of the video when I post it online.
Right. Do you edit these videos?
No, I almost never do. I think in all these meetings, I've only edited maybe two, and it was because somebody might have said something that I didn't think we should make public. But it's very rare. Everybody's well behaved in this group.
True, but that's always a
if you
gift.
name somebody and say, I really hate that knitter, I'm going to edit it out. They're the worst designer I've ever worked with. The pattern's just full of errors. No, I don't think I'm going to post that online.
You're not posting that. Yeah, sorry, everybody. It was me.
Till you learn the rules, right?
Yeah. It's all right. They still let me in.
Okay, well, my goal next week is to show up and have 2 monkeys done and starting on monkey number 3.
All right.
Okay.
That's quite a challenging goal.
It's a lot of arms and legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one more tail. Yeah.
And what size needles are you working on, Sandra?
The first one I started on US 5 with DK weight and DK with mohair. That was a little too tight. So the second one I've gone up to 6.
Okay.
And that seems to be better.
At least you're not trying to do it on zeros or something.
Oh, no. And I thought really I wouldn't be as tight with this, but I don't know. I must just have a death grip because I don't want the stuffing to show through.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, for those little stuffed animals, you do
Yeah.
them at a tighter gauge than you would for like a sweater or
The
something,
yarn
because
is
you want to
like
have
choked
more
up.
structure. You want to have more structure.
So
Cindy,
we'll see. They will show up next week.
Those
I'm
are
gonna
so
put Rebecca's
cute.
for eyes on there. So that should be cute. Yep. So anyway,
Very
I
nice.
like those. I like those.
so cute.
Cindy, did you show what you're working on?
I don't think I did, Mary. I'm still doing, my daughter is doing her beginning knitting after she's done. And so I'm knitting a scarf with her too. And this is Charles Gandy first lace scarf. It's a pattern that's in the current issue of Cast On.
Okay.
And it's really easy. It's very relaxing. I'm so happy with it. This is just kind of what I needed right now because it's a 4-row pattern repeat, feather and fan with a little garter edge. It's very easy. There's only one row that I have to pay attention on. The other 3 I can just do either all knit or all purl. And
Oh,
so
nice.
I really like it.
He's a lot of fun. I've seen an interview with him and Suzanne
Oh,
online.
he's really cool.
Yeah,
Very, very
very
interesting.
talented.
And just very, very artistic. In addition to being an excellent knitter, I mean, he just is an artist.
He is. And in fact, he knits very unique items that are then displayed in shows, I think in museums or
Yeah.
It is
someplace.
Yeah.
in museums and art
Um,
galleries. Yeah.
I have a book of socks. I took a class from him once. Actually, we've become friends. We communicate from time to time, but um, I took a class from him once, and he taught how to make really interesting little critters and with big lips or bulging eyes or stringy hair hanging down. I mean, just
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff that he does. And then he does those same kind of techniques to socks. So he's
Yeah.
got a whole book of socks that are just wild designs. He's
Yeah.
Charles
Worth a
Gandy.
look. Yeah. Worth the look. Worth a book purchase too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's that time again, everybody. And as usual, the hour has flown by.
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you again next week. And welcome to the group, Miriam. You're no longer
Oh, thank you.
you're now a member of the group.
Thank you.
You have been
Everyone next
initiated.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Good to see you all.